Look in my eyes for my mind state. I'm on the grind 25-8. Money on my mind, that's how I play. If you got it now, this what I say. Hold up, hold up, hold up, wait. Hold up, hold up, hold up, wait.
Welcome to episode 10 of the Swerve City Podcast. What's up? We are still here. We are not canceled yet, but we are still moving forward. We are trying. We are whirling. And man, before we go any further, we got to say what's up to Around Seattle. Thank you very much for the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Bro, you've been hooking us.
He's a cool guy.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Isn't he a swell fella? He's watching you right now, I guarantee.
Hello. Spiffin fella, thanks for all of the...
Yes.
You
We've
know.
had
We
Around
have
Seattle.
three live perspectives right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah. We
Someone's
sharing.
gonna sing
Yeah.
Sharon is Karen. But thank you, Around Seattle, man.
I don't even know what I'm doing, to be honest.
Just
like,
talk.
just holding it.
Just be
Say,
whole.
like,
Be
hello.
wholesome.
Hello.
I don't know how to function being live right now. This is very weird.
It's hard for my little brain to comprehend.
Well, what you do on the Swerve City Podcast, you shut up and let me do my plugs
Sorry.
and promote, because we got a lot to talk about and to bring to the fan base. Thank you. Hello. Around Seattle, thank you. We got new mics. We're actually using the equipment that you sent us right here. Look at that.
Look at
I
that.
replaced them. Boom. Great sound. Thank you, Around Seattle. The lights, amazing. The curtains, the banner. You know how it goes. Appreciate you.
Easter egg.
And thank you all for subscribing to the Swerve City Podcast on YouTube. But that's not all you can subscribe to now. Now we have the Patreon that is going to be launching tomorrow.
Wow.
The Patreon, Swerve City Podcast Patreon, going to be launching tomorrow, son. So there's going to get some exclusive content that you guys are going to see on the YouTube.
And we also will have a Discord as well. It's going to give you a direct connection and also different things to talk with us, with the cast about, and just another way of engaging with our fan base and you guys with the cast. We're going to be launching a bunch of tiers too. So for all of our sponsors, it's going to be subscribing to our Patreon. We're going to have giveaways, playlists, chatty heads, all types of things. So it's going to be amazing. Subscribe, Patreon, Discord, all that. I don't know why. Is this my hand movement?
It's
Hiya.
Everybody was indeed Kung Fu fighting.
Swerve City Podcast.
So
Swerve City Podcast.
I didn't even get to introduce y'all to the host of the show, the Swerve City Podcast. Bam! Right there.
Look at that.
I am the host with the most,
He's
Isaiah
alright.
Swerve Scott, the one that created this whole thing with my man Teasy. Teasy is not here at the moment, dealing with some personal issues, so wish him well. Miss you, Teasy. But we have Big Sis, Big Swole over here. Say it out loud. Say it proud.
It's your girl Big Swole. Follow me at the Big Swole on Instagram and Swole's World on Twitter.
I always mix it backwards, in between. So I'd be like, it's not coming up on Twitter. But anyway, that's a story for herself. Anyway.
Twitter is Swole's World, just so you know.
Yes.
Follow.
Don't get confused like I do.
Movements.
But Swole had a big weekend. I heard Swole had a big old weekend.
I did.
And shine.
I did.
Under the WWN umbrella.
Yes.
Pyum.
Actually, it was the team of AAA. That's myself, Big Swole, Audrey Pereira, and our manager, Ayla Fox, versus Rainbow Bright, Latasha and Gabrielle Gilbert, in a New York street fight for the Shine Tag Team Champion.
Oh, y'all got down.
Yeah,
Street fight.
for the straps, bruh. I mean, AAA ended up winning, and we are now Shine's first African-American tag team champion. So we made a little bit of history in the process. So we getting it. Getting money.
Look at those moves.
Right.
She's like,
You just have to do that in the ring.
she's like, oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I'll teach you a lot soon.
I'd probably blow a knee, to be honest. It's just
No, we don't need.
We're gonna keep it all over body, baby. All over body.
She's like shoulders.
You don't need no legs today.
Shoulders.
I'll taught you that.
Now, without further ado, I gotta introduce the guest of the evening. The nice ladies of NXT.
Oh my god.
Oh, we have Mae Young classic participant number 1 over here.
Hello.
Miss Lady Kane herself, Tegan Nox.
Oh yeah, you don't see my jacket.
Oh yes,
Come
show
see
off.
me jacket.
Wow.
See me jacket.
Okay.
Chalkline.
Chalkline.
That's a plug.
That's a sure.
Sup, Chalkline.
And over here,
Yeah.
we got the badass. I'm just gonna say badass. Miss Lil debuting on the USA Network last night on NXT on the USA Network that you can watch every Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. East Coast time.
I'm glad I didn't throw
She's
up.
back. She's back.
Stop. Oh my god, I don't want to see this angle. Just in my face.
She's back. Miss Dakota Kai, what's going on, y'all?
Hello.
Oh.
Captain in the building.
Captain.
Yeah.
Having us.
So subscribe.
Yeah.
Swerve City Podcast.
Appreciate the love.
Yeah, it's in my story.
Fun.
Man, we got a lot to
Having a
get into
blast
tonight.
already.
Yeah, I'm excited.
They've been here for like an hour before we even started filming,
Microphone
and they have
was
already been cracking up, tearing, laughing, tearing
Most
up.
of the tears are from.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both happy, sad, and just generic eye water.
Every emotion.
You know.
So I'm gonna get the nice little nitty gritty out of the way first. You know, coming from New Zealand, coming from Wales.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said
Man.
the country.
Oh,
Yeah, same with me
think-
actually.
If
People say
How many people say it
Australia.
English, right?
No, Welsh.
I don't know how to hold
White
Welsh.
No.
Oh, they say Australian to me all the time.
I can see that.
It gets like so. It's so frequent now that sometimes I'm just like, like I give up. But
Well-
like we're different countries, dude. Like.
Oh yeah.
We don't even touch like Canada and like USA
But look-
touch. Where there's a body of water that separates.
A lot of it.
But
Australia
we're
has
miss.
killer animals. You have annoying birds.
Yeah,
That's
we
something
left
I
off a lot of
learned,
maps
you know?
though. There's
And not Goliath spiders.
no none of that
Yeah,
stuff.
also
No
you just hear
blue
people-
bottle
the
jellyfish.
white-tailed one.
Yeah,
the
no.
silver-
That grows tentacles.
Yeah. Everything there is evolved to kill humans.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
And we just get a parrot that destroys
like-
your car.
It's like that movie Annihilation. They walked into that little thing, and now like, everything's mutated and
Yeah.
combined animals,
Yeah.
and they're bigger now.
You just can't.
This used to be a mouse. Now it's like a raptor.
It's a three-eyed
Yeah,
raptor.
three-eyed raptor
Three-eyed
that can
raptor
climb
with-
trees.
With boils. on it.
Yeah. So, talk about coming over to the U.S. of A. When you guys knew you were getting signed to the WWE.
We landed the exact same day. Like I think it's like half an hour between our flights.
Yeah.
that day.
Wow.
So when we landed, we shared a rental car, and
Yep.
she and I had only
There was troubles.
because we've never driven on the side of the road before, but at the same
No.
time we've only met each other once in Shimmer.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
and it was
like-
on pass, and he was like, "Oh, hello, I'm."
Because we both knew
Nice
that we
meeting
were like signed
Yeah.
at the same time, so that's kind of how we were like, hey.
Yeah.
We weren't talking about it because it wasn't announced, so it was awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
were
can
weird
see
about it. Yeah, so we're like, hey.
Watch me drive on the left side. Watch.
Yeah,
I can't even balance
No.
on my left foot.
Yeah, so that was terrifying. Like
Yeah.
so many
And for some
accidents
reason, I
almost
was
happened.
trusted to drive. I don't know why, but they were just like, "Here's the car in your name."
Yeah, that's why that was my excuse.
Okay.
If I have an
Oh,
excuse.
I don't.
How'd it feel
know
like
why.
taking a right turn? Or
Yeah,
a left turn?
no. Like
Well,
left turn into
I-
the street like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like so many times we're going the wrong lane and it's like,
Like-
oh, that's oncoming traffic. oh,
The thing
shoot.
that
We're staring
stressed
at
me
that.
out was where you can turn right at the stoplight,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, when it's red.
You have to right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah,
And people
yeah.
are beeping me, and I'm like, "It's red." I'm getting really offended that these people
Yeah,
are just
that's how we
beeping
learned
me.
the hard way because we're like, it's a red light because like back home it's
And no one in Orlando, they're going to beep at you.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
There's
You
no
look-
turning unless it says no turn on red.
We don't know
You better go.
rules.
It's like a California roll. Just.
Yeah.
go.
It was the worst. And then at the first day at the PC, we had the 4-way stop sign.
Oh yeah,
didn't
that's a thing
understand
that
what was
doesn't.
going
I'm like,
on there.
what are we doing right here? Like you come up to him and like,
We just sat there for the
It's
longest
like-
time going,
What's next?
yeah,
we'll go
we have
eventually.
roundabouts back home.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Go
you
to
guys,
Jersey for that.
yeah,
It
like
was-
people don't like
it
those.
was- But other than that, it's been fun.
Yeah,
It's
it's
You
been
know,
a
just
time.
fun.
learning to drive was a really difficult time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't
Yeah.
crash up the company rental cars
No.
though, so.
Anything else a hard transition?
like insurance.
Yeah, so
Like,
getting
or-
a social security number is a
Yeah,
whole different
that
thing
stuff.
for us, so
That-
we had to get
We
that.
didn't even have to get one of those in the UK. She's like, hey, you
Yeah,
British?
they don't exist.
Hey.
So people just
we
disappear all
got
the
text.
time.
We got
Yeah.
text numbers, but that's.
I don't know what we have. I'm a young'un. I leave it to my mother. It's like, hello, mother. Help me.
Yeah, like so that.
Just, Mom, what do I do with
She's like,
this?
hello.
Mom.
Ma'am.
I did actually ring her
Mummy,
today for some help.
mum,
though.
mummy.
Okay, so I was
Mom.
like, Mom, I don't know what this word means. She was like, oh,
They're giving me numbers.
Yeah, but we
I'm
had to
labeled.
learn like so many things on the fly, you know,
Yeah.
driving, that
Yeah.
stuff.
You have to change your name because people can't understand your accent, which is
Oh,
my favorite
yeah.
thing in the world.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to put it blue an American accent.
Yeah.
It's just
Ooh.
bad. Yeah, but
It's great. It's
So-
hysterical.
Not
But
fun at
other
all.
than that, great times.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So transitioning into the Mae Young Classic,
Mhm.
like how did that come about? You were signed because you were going to be put in the Mae Young Classic, or you were just like they all knew that was coming about?
I
Like, how was
got
that?
I think we knew.
super lucky with mine. I got signed on the third day of the tryout.
Oh, okay. So you did the UK tryout, or
yeah.
okay?
Just got super lucky, and he was like, "Hey,
Ain't
would
luck
you
about
move
it,
to
honey.
America?" I was like, "Hell's yeah!" I would." And they're like, "Okay, expect something in the post." What? What do you? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And then a couple of months later, it's like, "Oh, there's a big old contract right there." Okay,
Terrifying.
here's my life.
Yeah.
You were not that humble about it. I
I
no, you weren't.
These
was.
guys have feet.
This is
I
a
was
lot.
really
We
nice.
have the people don't know
This
this at
guy.
home, but when
No.
we're gonna at some point we're gonna tell this story
This
between the
guy.
feud
Lay
between
back.
me and. I was about to let
Oh!
it slip. I was about to let it slip, Tegan.
Is this
Thanks.
when we?
Good save. Good save. Yeah. This is-
We'll get to that in the future.
Yeah.
But we'll
Oh,
let
you
it
have
hang
to
for a little bit.
subscribe. You have to subscribe if you want to hear that story.
Yeah. Maybe on a minute
Yeah.
11, you never know.
But yeah, we're gonna tell that story.
Yeah.
But in
Mhm,
order for
mhm.
you all to hear it at home, you're gonna have to subscribe to the Swerve City Podcast on YouTube
Oh.
because we're cutting the
Oh,
live
the-
feed now. 'Cause
Ooh.
We're evil and we're mean.
So
I'm not gonna
subscribe.
lie, I appreciate being
To
live, but
City
my
Podcast.
arm is really aching.
That's why I do it
This is the
because
first time I ever went live.
I
so-
don't want to put my guests through pain.
I mean, if you know a contact to put us on Wild 'N Out to do that.
Oh, we got Wild 'N Out. What?
Yeah.
That's my favorite show.
Okay, we cut in though now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How do
we
I
cut
do
in the
this?
feed.
Oh, I got it,
And
got it.
there's
Okay.
a word that says "end"
Bye,
in the top
guys.
corner of your
Be sure to
phone.
subscribe.
I can see it
Talking
now.
about a lot
Now
of stuff.
end it
Saturdays
and then
night.
say
Yeah.
share it.
What?
Also,
And
NXT
now.
Orlando. Just
Oh,
randomly
yeah.
tomorrow.
You
See you
plug
there.
it on yours.
I'll be on there
because
too.
We're both
Yeah.
gonna be there.
I've ended mine, so.
Yes.
Okay.
She didn't release any information, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And it proved to the fans that we're not liars, that you're actually here in the vicinity doing the
So if we
podcast.
share to story, that means it's doing the thing where you can like view live or
At
okay.
any time,
I
or
am
24
new.
hours. Oh.
Wow.
Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty.
Ooh.
The content.
Gritty.
All the
Ooh.
stuff.
So during the Mae Young Classic,
Mm-hmm.
we all know you suffered a very nasty injury.
Yes.
Yes, this was the first.
This is the
Before the
first one. This
This
was
is the first one. Yes.
This was 2 weeks after I got to the P. Well, less than 2 weeks after I got to the PC. It was like June 13th, and we got there on June 1st.
Yeah. Describe that whole situation if you don't mind.
So we were actually in the ring, and Coach Bloom was taking the class because the main coach, Robbie Brookside, wasn't in that day. And we were just doing a drill where I think we were like running the ropes 10 times, and it was like stop, send, and then break, and then we'd end in lockup and just tussle to the ropes.
Mm.
So we lock up, I tussle it to the ropes, and I just turned myself so my back would be up against the ropes. And as soon as I turned, I just heard 2 pops, and I just hit the floor.
And I
I'm
was
just
in the ring doing the drill with
pain,
her, so
man.
it was like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like, it was pain, but then it was also like, oh, that, something is wrong.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like a twist, but then you just knew that something was wrong. And Coach Bloom, it did make me laugh because poor guy was in the ring with us, like coming in to take his turn because he's not from this country, so he didn't understand that there was something gone wrong.
Right.
And he gets in the ring to come in, and Coach Bloom, with his big old hands, just pushes him out of the ring, and he just goes flying.
Protect the ladies. Protect the ladies.
So this kid bails out of the ring, and Coach comes running over, and he gives me his finger, and I swear to God, his hand is massive. So just like, he tries to grab mine, but like he crushes my hand, so he just gives me his finger. So I'm just holding onto his finger like a child, and he's going, "It's okay, it's okay." I'm like, "No, it's not." Okay.
You're lying.
So I'm like, it's like, "Oh, this is wrong. The knee is not attached." So then
What a
these two
phrase
guys,
to say.
right?
My detached knee.
Something is not right. So these two guys, Wesley Blake and this other guy, carry me to the medic room. And I get really upset because I think, oh no, they're going to have to cut my leggings off. And they're my favourite gym leggings. It's like, oh, right, just bite the bullet, just do it. And he's like, we don't need to cut your leggings off. So it's like, okay, that's good. And it's like, yeah, it looks like your ACL is gone. I was like, oh, good. Thanks for that. And then went for the MRI the next day. And he's like, yeah, you have no ACL attached. It's just hamburger meat. I was like, good.
And that's terrifying for how easy and simple. And that goes to show people that's watching this right now how simple the movement, the wrong movement, the right movement, it doesn't matter. No. It can happen at any point. So seeing what you see on television week by week, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, NXT 205, NXT UK, it doesn't matter. Every little movement you have to be drilled on. Yep. You have to know exactly what you're doing. You need to know it's all the small things.
The things that you think don't do that.
There's a reason for them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people going out in the wrestling world, on the independent scene, are missing those things.
Yeah.
And like, because they're already talented, they're already athletic, they're already gifted athletes, so they can do a lot of this stuff. But they're missing a lot of those things like that is going to hurt them in the long run at some point when it's just like, I've done this a million times. Why is it this? Because you missed out on this. You missed out on this. To prevent those things from happening. It can happen at any point. And it goes
to wear and tear it a little bit. Over time.
Yeah.
And then you think that nothing's wrong, and the next thing you know, oh, actually, no, my knee was jacked up for a very long time, and you just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't feel it.
Yeah, we ignore pain, and our pain tolerance is very high. So we don't we don't think anything's wrong. Because like, I banged my elbow. Yeah. You go on 3 weeks later, elbow still banged. Yeah. Oh no, dude, you just fractured your elbow. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Because we ignore pain so much. But like,
I think like especially with us on the indie scene as well beforehand, you just you have to
just keep going, right?
This is your livelihood. Just taper up and just like okay, I'm in this town now. Don't touch my arm. Let's just do
watch me do a whole match with one arm. I work a one arm match. Watch.
And I think it's mostly fear. I mean, because if you like miss out on something on the indies, you're afraid someone's going to take your spot. And the same thing when you get to anywhere where you're signed at, you're like, if I miss a week of TV, that week of TV is, I could be all the way at the bottom.
2 weeks gone is like a month in the television world. Like, oh, this guy, you've been missed forever. It's only been like, what? It's still the same month. It's like, it's still
I feel like Finn's been gone forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, Mae Young Classic 2, you were involved?
Yes. In my former life.
Yeah.
Aerial Monroe.
Oh.
In my former life.
Formerly known as FKA.
Now describe, like, because I know you suffered your injury in the Mae Young Classic 2.
No,
it wasn't Mae Young. It wasn't Mae Young.
No. You're wrong. God,
do your research.
Wrong.
Wow.
So
it was an ACL.
That one, right?
Same.
In the ballpark, so.
I did the first Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
That was fine.
I remember. And I'm like, no. She made it out safe.
But you know what was sad about that was they flew the top 8 out to, was it in LA or something where the finals were? Yeah. And they didn't flow me out there because that was when Hurricane Irma was in town. So everyone else, like the other girls got to go, and I'm just like, I didn't want to risk because I was the only one in Orlando. Yeah. Gotta. Let me just board out my windows and just watch it on TV. Like,
extra fish. Jump out of here.
God. But
was Irma was the bad one, right?
Yeah.
Irma was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It calmed down before it hit
I
us.
went
But...
to Clearwater. I was like,
Whoops. My bad.
Cedric like, hey honey, where you go?
Bye-bye.
Nope.
But
So talk about yours.
But so I just did the Mae Young. I didn't do the second one
Yes.
by the time that rolled around. But my injury happened on the road loop in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's right? Green Bay's in Wisconsin.
That happened in Wisconsin.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the cheese guys.
I just got the R-Truth thing in my head. We said Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Packers, we know.
He turned into cheese.
Yeah, and it happened in that match in like a 6-woman tag. It was like me, Kyrie, and Candace against Shayna, Jessamine, and Marina. And then I was in, and it was a non-contact thing. Like, that's the craziest thing about it. A move that I've done so many times, like a seated penalty kick, and it was me landing on the other side and just too much momentum and my leg just going, like, I was planted and my knee just kept going, basically. Yeah, and it was just weird. But, like, I never had a serious injury before, but I just knew. You know, and it's just weird, and it popped, and I tried to keep doing the thing where I kept wrestling, and then it just popped again. Yeah. And then it did it again. I'm like,
hello.
Help me. Can't stand up.
I made a mistake.
Let me just do my standing double stomp real quick.
I remember Loki mentioned something like that happened in his knee when he was doing New Japan.
Yeah.
He was wrestling Akibono, and he did the capo kick, the front flip kick. And Akibono's such a huge man, like he didn't budge, so it was just boom, and
the impact did it,
and it just went backwards.
Wow.
Because he did not move at all.
I mean, he's Akibono, so
exactly. I'm like.
But like for you needed to.
So
the
just
momentum.
My knees hurt.
How sensitive.
I know. My knees every time now. I hate.
I'm about to rub something on them.
I need some anti-flam.
And I feel like, is that you?
I remember watching. Did you meet Alex Windsor? She was Liberty at the time.
Huh?
Liberty?
No, I didn't know. I haven't.
She we were doing a show in the UK, and
I remember her.
Yeah, she got drop kicked in the kneecap. And there's a photo on her knee. It's just bent in backwards.
Because it's like the drop kick to the lower leg.
And it's not like it's just totally missed the thigh and just drop kick in the kneecap.
And that's like, okay, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was disgusting.
I'll never forget that photo.
Like
limbs bending the wrong way. Like in fight when you see someone like.
It's like the guy who filmed it. He's a good friend of like a lot of the people in the British scene. He's a good friend. He showed us the slow mo, and it's just like normally, kind of just got worse. But that's the worst one I saw.
Yeah, I can't watch those.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It makes me cry.
But she's finally getting her surgery, which is great. So.
Finally now?
Yeah, November 7th. So.
Wow. So she's been
3
years,
years, almost 4 years, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. So shout out Alice Windsor.
Yeah.
Miss you. Like I tagged with Ryan Smile a couple times. That was a good time. So, going back out round to Mae Young Classic 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are. Backstage.
FKA. Aerial Monroe.
AM. Backstage. Describe what happened in the second injury.
Okay, so it was me and Rhea in the quarterfinals, I think. And obviously on those days they filmed like it was like the third round, quarterfinals, and semifinals all in one day. So it was like show after show after show. So I just finished. Yeah. So I just finished my match with Nicole Matthews. I literally had to shoot back, get changing gear. So Rhea is changing my left leg and putting my stuff on for me while I'm getting my makeup done, and I'm doing my right leg, doing whatever. Go out to do the whole celebration. Like, hey, it's this person versus this person, and then we got to do the match, and it was a handshake. I drop kicked her because she pie faced me or something, and then I hit the suicide dive, which I've done hundreds of times. But that day, the ramp in Foyle said at the time, my toes landed on the ramp, my heel landed on the floor, so there's a big gap in between what should have been like supporting my foot, but my foot stayed planted and my knee touched the floor. to the side, so it dislocated. I felt the pop. As it came, popped itself back, and I felt the other 2 pop. So it was like, hey, there's your knee dislocating and coming back inside, but there's also the ACL. And I knew when it happened that it was torn. I knew it. But the thing that was in my head was the first time I did a doc was like, oh yeah, people wrestle without their ACL all the time. So I was like, oh, I can still do this. It's fine. It doesn't hurt. It's all good. So I grabbed Bria and I'm like, hey, my knee's jacked. Just carry on. Listen to me. She's like, okay. Rolled her in the ring. She's kind of freaking out. I get in the ring, do some stuff, and then the doc slide in. And people are blaming the doctors a lot, saying how they should have stopped the match and da-da-da. I basically forced the doctors to get out of the ring because thought I was fine. I was like, it's fine, it's just an ACL, I can wrestle without it. I'm not in any pain, it's fine, just get out. So they did their job perfectly. It was me being stubborn that kind of...
That's that instinct.
Yeah, like it didn't make it, it wasn't any worse because everything was destroyed. Carried on the match, and then I took a drop kick, and there's a photo where you can see my left leg is still planted as I'm taking the drop kick, and my knee is just out of place again. And that's where the pain kicked in. So I just threw up the X myself. I was like, nah, this is too much. This is too much pain. Doc slid in, and I just told him, I was like, I can't do this again. Like, I just can't. I'm crying, but more so crying at the fact that I know my time is over. I was like, they're just gonna, that's it. I can't wrestle anymore. Like, Mae Young's over. Didn't really care about the pain anymore. It's just like, this is done. My career's done. I'm 24. I can't wrestle anymore. They carry me outside and carry me into the makeup room, and I felt so bad because Candice had a dark match. I think she was in the match with you, right? You and Candice had the dark match. It was like two matches afterwards, and I knew she was watching backstage, so then I knew she witnessed that. And then as I'm crying and Sarah Logan is like trying to console me, and so is Shayna, I look in the makeup chair and you can just see Candice, and she's trying to keep it together, but she can't because she can hear me crying. So then that makes me cry more. It was just hectic, and like Triple H was there straight away, and he was like, "Don't worry, you're gonna get the best care. We're gonna look after you. This is not the end."
That video.
Yeah, like that meant a lot for me for him to just be there. And then William Regal was there straight afterwards. Coach Bloom was there straight afterwards. So just getting that reassurance of.
And they talk about how like cutthroat our business can be.
Yeah.
And like how well like people like reach those lows and like instant injuries.
Yep.
And they talk about like, oh man, they're just out the door the next day because no, like this isn't like the 90s. This isn't the 80s. Yeah. This is like we are taken care of so much, and people don't. Yeah. I don't think our system gets enough recognition for that.
Yeah.
Because like they could easily be like, oh, we can find another girl. We can find another Welsh athlete. We can find it. They can pick up anybody they want to, but they didn't. They care about you and they want you.
It was so nice to have that sort of support. You know, like I didn't. Obviously, at the time, I didn't want the cameras in my face.
Of course.
You know, I'm ugly crying, my eyelashes on my cheek. But I'm glad they were there because it's like a memory I have now of Triple H just being like, hey, you're okay. Like, you've got this.
I love telling the story because, like, what we built this podcast on was Swerve is confidence. And I always want to instill confidence in whoever's watching the show.
Yeah.
You know, people that have gone through any type of pain that you have went through, you inspire them to be like, you know what, it's not over. My life isn't over.
Yeah.
I can pull through. I can pick myself up. If you can do it, and if you can do it, I can do that same thing. And there's people that like literally stop doing what they love to do because they've had situations happen like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I wanted y'all to talk about overcoming those odds. What are the things you had to go through, the things you had to push through to get back to where you are? You debuting on USA Network like yesterday on NXT. You coming back to NXT UK in Cardiff. You know, like you guys coming. Like, what were the things that you had to overcome mentally?
It was a lot. I think it was more of a mental challenge than it ever was physical. Like physical is fine. Like go and do rehab, good to go. Mental, it's destroying. But luckily, I had such a good support system with like she was in Ocala and she drove straight from the show to the hospital bed just to be there. Shayna and Nikki Cross and Sarah and Tommaso were all there. Candice was gonna come, but then like obviously there was just so many people there, but they were there every day, like in my house, just looking after me, while I was asleep, just watching me, making sure I wasn't.
Hold on, wait.
In a non-creepy way.
That's not the type of uplifting I'm talking about.
Hey,
and imagine Ciampa staring at you.
Not Ciampa wasn't in my house, my friend. The ladies.
He holds the belt.
Come on, Goldie.
I'm watching. Just know I support you.
They don't, not that way.
Imagine a Family Guy episode, he just like comes up under your bed.
Yeah.
Hey, you need anything? No. Just check it. He just goes back.
That's weird.
Anyway, God.
We have fun here.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's just.
Go on.
It's good having a good group of friends, you know, like, I generally don't think I would still be wrestling if it wasn't for them. I'd be back home. I would have called it quits long ago if it wasn't for the girls. Just, you know, they just even a text every day just meant so much. It was,
All right.
but it was tough. Like, you'd have days where you just couldn't do it. You just didn't want to get out of bed. You didn't want to go to rehab. You just so miserable.
What pushes you to get out of bed though? What's the thing that's like telling you like, no, you're not sitting here. You're not gonna like sulk in this. What's getting you up? What's the pushing you to get up?
For me, it was honestly, this is what I love. I love wrestling. Loved it since I was a child.
You still are a child.
I know.
You still are a child. I don't want to hear it.
Give me 2 months and I'll be middle aged for me. Yeah, for me.
We're still aiming for 50.
Middle aged for me. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna be naive with my.
Stay over to that side.
I'm still a spring chicken.
If that's the standard, I'm that close to having a middle-aged child. And I'm not ready for that, so stop it.
I said,
She already has a phone.
let's face it, I've blown 2 knees out by the time I'm 24. I don't see it happening for much longer, you know.
She's middle-aged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My
body's middle-aged, really.
Do you got Vietnam knees now? When it rains, you just
Yeah, it's just flashbacks.
65% chance.
I had to leave. It's about to rain today.
Creaking is
right. Like,
Somebody shut the window.
hey, an umbrella won't do it today.
I feel about 6-7 inches of rain. Just about.
They do hurt in the cold, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like really going back to Wales, because it's really cold. And there's too many hills. I go home and I literally got out in my car and walked up the hill. I was like, no, I don't like this. I live in the car now, Mother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, come out here when you're ready.
Send me my breakfast in the morning. I'll appreciate it.
So what about yourself? What were the things that you had to get through mentally?
Like she was saying, rehab's easy. Like, well, not easy, but it's just
it's
just something else you have to replace. Yeah, you have to do it, and it's good with like where we are because it's basically instead of you just replace training in ring and gym with rehab. So you just have a different mind focus. So instead of putting it into in-ring stuff and gym, you just focus on rehab. So like, what am I doing today? Okay, I'm going on the treadmill. What am I doing today? I'm going on the bike.
You go through your tasks.
Yes. So it's just you're just putting your attention into something else, which is that's a change in itself, but it's still pretty good. It's just the mental side of everything is just a struggle. So you'll have your days where you're just like, man, like you'll hit plateaus. So you're like, I've been progressing. Like the start after surgery was pretty good for me, but then you just reach like a level down the track where you're like, I've been squatting like this weight last week. Why can't I do that this week? You know what I mean? Yeah. And or like my knees hurting today. Like why wasn't I hurting last week when I was doing the same thing? So you'd go through all these dips and dives of the rehab progress, and in those days where you're not progressing as much as you should, even though you are a killer. So for like my rehab progress, I was like ahead of like most of it, but then I'd just be on days where I'm like, I'm not squatting as much as last week. Like what the heck is going on? So yeah, like that's where it is, and having a good support circle and like the trainers and the doctors and everyone around you, it's good to have them constantly reassuring you and just affirming your hello. What? Just like
content.
Yeah. You gotta have that social media content.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like reassuring you of your place here, that you're still there for a reason, and like you said, they're not just gonna like chop you out, like replace you with someone else. Like you're just reiterating the fact that you're a long-term investment, and even at my age, it's hope.
How did you guys pull yourself out of that plateau? Did you guys have a mantra that you like spoke to yourself, or was it some type of written word that you guys read? Or?
For me personally, it's taken me a while. Like I feel like I'm still in that kind of headspace. It got really dark for me. Don't want to go into too much details because it was depressing, and we want to have fun here, like you just said.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Like I said, just think like you're talking to somebody that's like down on themselves as well.
Yeah.
That's
this
how
is more common than
I was always the type of person like, oh, if you go to a therapist, you're weak and da-da-da. But
we talked about that before.
like, no, I still go to therapy. I went today. I was in therapy today. You know, it's hard, but seeing, for me, the thing that kind of made me realize, hey, you're not good, was my nephew picked up on me not being happy. He's like, Auntie Steffi, you seem sad all the time. I'm like, oh.
Reality check.
Yeah, I was like, man, I need to do something about this, because if a 4-year-old is picking it up, I haven't got a good mask on that I thought I had on. And again, the WWE, they helped me find a good therapist. So I'm doing better. And I'm getting there. It's just, it takes a long time, but never be ashamed to do therapy or anything like that. Like, it helps so much, and these girls are there all the time if I need them. Like, we messaged, it was her and Candace, I messaged, I was like, hey, we need to talk, and then went out for coffee, told them everything, and you know, they were like, yep, if you ever need help, now we know like what you're like, because you're so stubborn and you won't ask for help. Because I'm like, I don't want to bring them down.
I don't want to be the downer person.
Exactly.
Super help.
Yeah.
But then when it's your turn, you have to open up.
Yeah. And that was like the thing we were like trying to get out of her, is like,
it's like pulling
it is like pulling teeth. If anything, I learned how stubborn this one was along the way. But like, just like reiterating, it's like, it's not like ever a burden or anything, you know, like it's more a burden if it's like you're not opening up. It's really so.
And
even if we have to
form Team Kick.
Okay, we're gonna do that tomorrow in Orlando.
And it's gonna be this
Team Kick with the punch.
I'm like,
a new thing.
Kick puncher.
All right, now it's time to remove this dark cloud above the
dark cloud,
because we talked about fun things, but you know, sunlight, woo,
holla.
Clip that.
Not only this lady, she's not just a Kane fan. Lady Kane, which was probably one of the coolest chokeslam I've seen.
Oh, thank you.
Coming at you, picking you up. I was like, body. That happened to me in Madden once. I was really upset. I'm gonna tackle this. Oh! I was like, Lady Kane. I got Lady Kane.
In real life.
Oh, do tell.
Bam! I was like, what?
That's
tell you about
that
fighting
happened.
them girls at them clubs. I told you about that.
I told you girls, don't touch me when I got my drink. It's a party for me. It's spilling my water all over the place.
Oh, that wasn't water.
It was. It was
PG.
Zephyr Hills bottle. Well, the Dasani, they don't sell Zephyr Hills in the club. Dasani bottle. She bumped into me and I was like, puff up.
Lady Kane.
Well,
bye.
Just get a glove out your back pocket.
Okay, guess we're doing it today.
She's like, don't make me
reach for my brain.
Spill my water.
More than a pop.
Get my belt.
bring out belts?
Hey, listen, I brought out a belt in my match, and it was the belt I used for AJ. It didn't have the buckle on it. You can't be hitting kids with buckles.
No.
True, just the leather part. Yeah, I got the wooden spoon.
See, I
Yeah.
got a TV
Jandal.
remote, I did, or a wooden brush off my nan.
Well, see, I got a
I
paint
can't
stirrer,
do that.
too.
I have
Home
girls.
Depot.
Oh, that would be.
I can't do. It's 2019. I have girls. They're getting too big. I can't do that. So I pluck.
They didn't even need to hit me after a while. I mean, not like this isn't. This is just.
No, we're not.
You gotta take
Not
the
in-
This is
Nurturing.
just discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, this is nurturing.
You just hear the kitchen drawer open, and then
No
I.
phone for you.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry.
Take the cord, just wrap around.
Oh, the
Nothing
cord?
for you.
Yeah, I never.
See,
got the
I
cord.
was smart. We had this glass cabinet in my house, right? And whenever I saw my mother pick up the object, I was like, you ain't gonna throw it if I'm in front of this, are you? And I just stand there and she'd be like, ooh, and then as soon as I'd
Oh,
move,
you
she'd
had options to run.
My mom would. Whoop, she's
No,
Salmon.
no,
She got that
that's the
Salmon
thing.
rage.
Turn into flow.
Yeah.
Oh God.
God, I remember one time around the dining table, she got the wooden spoon and she's got that Salmon rage. Like she's like a whole nother level. And I'm like dancing. I'm like, I'm sorry. I would never swear at my mom or anything. I would have just said, shut up, under my voice. And she's walking out the room and she'd come back and be like, what the hell did you say? I'm like,
Super hearing.
Yeah.
When I became
Mom.
a mom,
I was like,
I inquired. I was
really?
like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know. Yeah.
No. I'll. There's two people in this world I would never fight. There's Brock Lesnar and my mother. I would take Brock Lesnar over my mother.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Because I'm not fighting.
I'll
my
take
mom.
that F5.
I watched my mom. Mother, forgive me for telling the story. I watched my mom fight 3 times.
Whoa.
I've watched my mom fight.
Whoa.
Watched it. Was there. As a child. It was 3 stages of my life. 3 stages. There was when I was a child. I watched her fight. I forget who was it. It was a dude, actually.
What?
Yep, I watched my mom fight.
Yes, Swerve's mom.
Boom.
Your mom's
Then-
legendary.
That's why I've been traumatized. Then it was like 12, 13. It was a
bar
bar.
out here. She's
Yeah.
Yeah. Terminator just
and it was always
punching.
and it was always on like the minimalist stuff. It wasn't like somebody was stealing from her. It wasn't somebody like jacked her purse. It wasn't somebody like took
Someone like just bumped into
No,
her.
it
So
was
you
like
took the last potato chip. So you gonna take my potato chip.
so like and the next time I was like 12, 13 years old. It was at a family barbecue. One of my family members, a significant other, said something to her, and she's like, "What'd you say?" And she said it again and gripped her up against the fence. I'll never forget that visual.
She
in my
off the
life.
ground?
Again?
Yeah.
You don't never repeat yourself.
Yeah.
And they
Nothing. Just say nothing.
They
Like,
grew
it's
Up
not-
together, you know my mother don't play. You know mama, you know Tracy don't play like that. You don't talk to Tracy.
Was she like off the ground?
It was. I'll never forget.
She lifted her off the ground. Oh my
off
God.
the fence. Was dangling. Mom, I was like. Ever since then, I'm like.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know, every mama got that grip. I'm a Jaws person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you say?
Yeah.
Like real goldfish. Like,
Yeah.
Why are you
Off the ground, like.
And for some reason, children they become numb. They're like.
Right.
They stop.
And lock up like.
They lock up. I used to get my little girl like, hey, stop. What I tell you about that shit? They don't move. Jump off that lock up.
It's like that old school Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
On the neck and the person be stuck.
Whoa.
That's how the kid like.
Both too desperate.
I did it. I did that. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
It stopped. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Truth serum.
See, my nan was terrifying for us. She's like this 5 foot, maybe 4'11", 5 foot old woman, and she tilt-a-wielded my sister. My sister said something. She tilt-a-wielded her, slammed on her knee, went whack, and slapped her on the behind. I was like, oh my god!
Just do the running.
I'm coming to your house and be like, all right, you gave the wrong advice.
She got out of it. What else you got?
Right.
It was the most
I need to work with
impressive-
Gulag. You got a counter for this?
Good work, brother. Hold up. Oh, no.
I mean, right, this woman was...
She's good. She's good.
She was like 70-something too at the time. She just, whack! I was like, yes, no, I'm never shouting at you again.
Trap the leg too. That's strong now. Trap the leg. Hold him in that grip, just like
Those
You can't
were
move.
Venus fly
the
trap.
original submission machines. All right, so moving on.
Right.
Child rearing is important.
Yeah.
But
I learned not to disrespect my mom.
yeah, don't disrespect your parents, especially your mama.
Yeah.
Daddies, if they're there, don't do them either. Yeah. So, moving on. Captain Marvel. See, yeah, I just say that.
Her face.
She just brightens up.
Yeah.
But
like
we're still enemies, don't forget that.
Yeah, whatever. But like that goes back to the dark places.
Yes.
Captain Marvel, watching that movie, how the one specific scene that stuck out for me was when everyone was shouting like, "You can't do this, you can't do that, you're a girl," and da da da. Kind of, me and Candace were talking about it, how it reflects our indie career almost, where people are like, "No, you can't wrestle the boys," and da da. So we're like, "No, screw you, we're gonna go wrestle the guys. We're gonna do whatever the hell we want. We'll do whatever the guys do." So like that scene where she just stands up after getting knocked down, she just keeps standing up. I was like, oh, that's a good scene right there. And I'm just there crying. We went to watch and I'm just like tears rolling down my face
like,
now.
Again?
Surprise!
Getting ready for that comeback.
Oh, how to way to build a baby face. Let me tell you.
That heat was
Something.
good, brother.
But like, even the actress Brie Larson, she's kind of become a hero of mine where she helps a lot with like mental health survivors, sexual assault survivors, just, you know, racism. She's just such a iconic figure now where she just helps so many things and so many causes that's kind of the route I want to take now, where I want to help people who've been through the same stuff that I've been through. And, you know, when I get to that stage where I'm okay with, an okay stage with the mental health and stuff, that I can go out and do what she's doing. So Captain Marvel and Brie Larson have become kind of like a meshed hero on top of like Molly Holly and Kane, obviously, because Kane and Molly Holly, you know, for different reasons. Just up there. I got Pyramid.
I got some odd ones too. I'll let you go.
But that's why like my gear.
Rey Mysterio.
But yeah, that's why my gear is based on Captain Marvel.
Yes.
And I'm currently going through like the color changing scene where she changed all the different gear colors.
That green's fire.
I got a blue one coming next.
Yeah. Guess what I got coming next? Blue.
Blue and
5
gold.
more after that.
It's a controversial color. Don't do that. Blue.
Oh no!
Since
Is that even on the
TZ's
color
not
spectrum?
here, I wish you could tell this barbershop story again to them because they find that hilarious. But
Oh my god.
I'll save that for another episode.
Damn.
Y'all coming
Yep.
back.
Sweet.
I don't gotta ask.
I want to come back.
Yes, my hip hop head over here. We're gonna turn this over to Swerve's table now. We usually TZ's table, talk about the music. My hip hop head over here. Aren't you a vinyl collector?
I am, and like I don't like any particular one genre, but I'm pretty eclectic when it comes to anything.
I'll never you posting your IG stories, and I'm like, whoa, hit it, hold up. I'm like, yo, look at that wall. I didn't even see the full
Oh yeah,
yes.
And I changed that out. Like I have my vinyls. So most of them are in a box because I just kind of get way too many. Like any one trip, I'll be like, I'm walking out with 7 or 10. I'm like, shoot.
I'm like that with posters.
Yeah,
So,
you get it. Like and some of them I have like displayed on my wall. I'll just swap them out every now and then. Like at the moment, I got like Hendrix, Frank Ocean, like just all on my wall. But I don't know. I don't want to be like that hipster person, but it just sounds cooler on vinyl. Just has a cooler sound. Yeah.
I need to start listening to vinyls.
Yeah. But like the vinyl stores outside. So there's one in Orlando that I frequent a lot called Rock and Roll Heaven. They're pretty pricey, but it's pretty. No.
Shout out Rock and Roll Heaven.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
No.
Or Tony's Donut Shop, which is also good.
Tony,
What's that one we go to?
sponsor us.
Park Avenue CDs is really good.
I went to
stores.
Tony's Donut Shop thinking it was a donut shop. I was like, oh, you mean donut like the vinyl? Oh. I did not get that.
No. When she said a donut
Sorry,
store, I was
Tony.
like,
Yeah, that's what
you've gone
I
to a
said.
donut store without me?
You can listen to vinyl,
You
drink
sit
some
there.
coffee, and eat donuts.
Yes.
Who doesn't like doing
Dude,
that?
that's like such a good idea. I feel like they're on their way
I
to
used to
doing
listen to
that.
vinyl all the time. I used to have like the bag on vinyl, and I just sing like.
Dun, 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 dun,
Just be in the living room.
Yeah. And then you got that one person, who bumped the table?
Entire big old stand thing, the throwback.
Oh, that old
Sony,
school.
like very old school.
Oh,
You had to press it to open up the glass.
Yeah. My nana had that.
Do you have any hip hop influences for who you are as a growing up in your like? Who was your hip hop influence like in your adolescent years that defined who you were growing up? Who would you say your top 3? I'll say top 3.
Damn.
It's hard to narrow it down to one.
In my adolescent years?
Growing up, if you're coming.
Man, I gotta wind my brain back right now.
Wind it back.
I'll get your top 3s. I can think of my top 3 right now, right off the top of my head.
Yeah, see.
We'll get to Tegan.
See, like hip hop is so like thing, but like Gary Clark Jr., but he's like not really hip hop. He's more like blues.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. But like, yeah, so there's like a bunch of Kiwi guys that I think of too. There's some Scribe. He's cool. Scribe. He doesn't really do much nowadays, but I think you'd like his stuff. Scribe and David Dallas. They're both Kiwis, but like their stuff was pretty cool. Like I listened to a lot of other guys too, like just the usual like Kendrick or whatever. But
what is Kiwi?
New Zealand. Yeah. My home country. Sorry, I just talk about so they're like New Zealand rappers and hip hop artists that I supported more so because it's very hard for anyone to make it big outside of New Zealand. It's such a small country. It's so detached from everything, right? So those guys made it pretty big outside New Zealand. Well, what we considered big. And David Dallas had a lot of good stuff and Scribe too on the mainstream.
I'll be hitting you up again.
And that movie, and I don't really like listen to a lot of this guy, but the movie Knocked Up in the club.
Yeah.
He's a Kiwi.
Oh.
Maybe make your hips swing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Bumping the table.
Sorry. Yeah.
I used to love that song.
Yeah. The little hip swing.
Then move it
like a gypsy.
So you, growing up, what would you say your top 3 artists were that you were listening to?
Fleetwood Mac was a big one.
Hey.
Loves me some Fleetwood Mac. I'm a big pop punk fan.
Okay.
Neck deep. Obviously, we're in the merch.
Somebody on the stream was
boys
popping for that.
Yeah, them boys.
Is that a neck deep shirt?
Yeah.
I'm like, you can read that.
He's just like,
He's
a super fan.
Right. That's how powerful music is, because that can get you a new fan, a lifelong fan, just because you're a fan of them. Yeah. That's how crazy music is.
Well, that's how, like, even if you post, like, something on your Instagram story from Spotify, who you're listening to, and you get people saying, oh, shit, yeah. You guys know this, and then I'll, like, learn more about the artists that they send through. Right. It's pretty cool.
Man, my adolescent was that Lupe Food and Liquor.
Yeah, that's it.
It takes me back to my 11th grade year in high school. As soon as I hear that Daydream, as soon as I hear Daydream, it takes me right back to art class.
Yeah.
Art, I'm just like, oh my god, that's when music hits you. Like as soon as you hear a tune, it takes you right back to you're sitting right exactly where you first heard the song, or you used to listen to it.
And it's crazy because like if you hear the song, you're like, damn, like I haven't heard of that situational moment in maybe years, and then you hear the song and you're like,
that's how I feel about like this artist named Amerie.
Oh,
she had a song called Amerie.
She did the one.
Why don't we fall in love? It's like very summer.
And did she sing one thing? Did she sing one thing?
Yeah.
The one thing. That's what.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, she's
Who would you say your top 3 are? For that, like that just. Whoosh,
you put on the spot right now. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, let me just scan through my head.
To me, it's like a Ratatouille when he tastes the Ratatouille at the end. He just turns into a child. That's why.
That's a great movie. That's an underrated movie. That is.
It is.
Meet the Robinsons is a very underrated movie.
Yes,
I haven't seen that one.
That put a tear in my eye.
That was good twist. Good twist.
I was like, I want my mom and dad back too. It's oh my god, that touches me.
Touch yourself?
Damn.
No?
You said touch yourself?
Touch my soul. In pieces. It literally fell to pieces, then he brought it back into me.
My childhood, well, number 1 would be Aaliyah.
Oh yeah.
Touching my soul. And that one still hurts.
Yeah, dude. I don't think many are gonna get over that. It's even to this day.
Nobody.
Like I think literally all of my love from her, just like everybody else, like went from her to Beyonce because we had to attach ourselves to somebody else.
Right? Yeah.
You know?
As like a recovery
As a
thing
recovery,
too. You know?
yeah,
It was
you're
like,
somebody else.
Beyonce,
Do you not feel like Sierra was like?
Sierra.
No, we don't like this. Move on.
She has some good stuff.
Anybody
She
that
could dance too.
Timberland touches, we're automatically going to associate with Baby Girl.
Yeah.
That's why Carrie Hilson.
I like
Carrie, but he was the first person that he like was like a girl, and he was like, "Oh, I give my stamp of approval on," and we're like,
That's
the first one after Aaliyah. This is what you pick.
That's a lot of pressure.
She wasn't Aaliyah.
Nobody's going to be.
That's a big responsibility for that
but
position.
Maybe should have put somebody else in between and all that, and then we could have got the full
Ease
potential.
into it. Ease into the rest of them.
We should have built up Carrie a little bit.
We got somebody else because the first
She wasn't
person
bad.
always going to get flat.
We threw Carrie in the main events. She should have been away from opening shows.
Should have worked the mid card.
Should have worked herself up. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was a Carrie fan. I'm
such a
sorry.
big joke.
She was good.
Shut up,
Just
album.
big.
Jump.
I will forever champion Carrie Hilson because that album was really good.
Turning me on? That thing was fire. That was a fire joint.
I will fight for
Return the Favor with Timberland? That was fire.
It was good.
What's the one with
Chris Brown?
Yes.
That was fire.
She had fire stuff.
Good. What happened?
It's unfortunate too.
Unfortunate situation.
Yeah. It's comparison, man.
Yeah. Everybody can't be. See.
We're gonna give people a chance.
Look, listen. We gave Nelly Furtado a chance. That's who
I like Nelly.
Me too. I'm a Nelly. Nelly was
that
good.
was day one. Everybody else gets flat.
and you know what? I have not been able to attach myself to another female artist because you shot down all my other ones. Everybody. They shot down. I like Maya. Nope, we don't want her.
I like Maya.
What's wrong with Maya? They shot down all my female artists. I liked so many, but they shot them down over the years. They gave them one album and to the side. I'm like,
true that. Maya was.
Yeah, they kind of flashed.
I like Sierra. They gave after Goodies.
Sierra's good. Oh.
She was in the
Else was kind of.
What you step with Missy? Yeah, we liked it for like 2 minutes.
Right.
I know. Come back.
It's hard. Like nothing, and if you ain't Beyonce, you ain't getting no play.
And that's where we're at now.
That's where we're at now.
And Cardi.
Oh yeah.
Now Stallion coming up.
Yep.
I hate you.
I had Nikki, but then she retired to have kids.
I saw Nicki in the airport once.
Wait, what?
Nicki Minaj, I saw her in the airport.
Wait.
Yeah, it was
That's
really
weird.
weird.
Why are you saying this so casual?
What?
Yeah, I saw her. Well, because like you couldn't miss her because like it was like midnight. It was like I was in a red eye in New York.
I thought it was gonna say because
I was waiting.
Because it was a big, thick mink coat, but the thing was like,
I'm glad you said mink coat.
big meat.
Are we going down that?
Is the coat hanging like this?
Yeah.
It looked like you ever see them dresses in the Middle Ages?
Yeah.
Where the thing comes way out.
the
That's
back.
what it looked like. In a mink coat, and I'm like, that thing's already thick.
She got a whole barb.
It was a whole,
God.
the whole Barbie gang
I mean, yeah, it's
was in
big
the
though.
coat
Yeah.
with the butt. It was insane.
With the butt.
But yeah, it was like nobody else in the airport. You could just walk through.
What about Rico Nasty? She's doing some stuff right
I
now.
gotta give her more time.
Yeah.
She has a song on Madden this year, and I'm like, ooh, okay.
You and Madden. Everything goes back to Madden.
I hate it so much.
You hate it?
I hate it so much.
Oh, okay.
But I get it for free. And I'm like, okay, let me say it here. Oh, still garbage. The soundtrack bangs though.
Yeah.
Madden soundtrack every year bangs.
2K
2K soundtrack last year was a little. It had a lot of like. I'm like, okay, I don't like this one. Then Sicko Mode would come on. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
And then like, count my. I'm like,
What?
what is happening
What
with
is
this
this song?
soundtrack? Trippy Red. Count my guap. I'll play it for you when we're done.
Yeah, I'm like,
Trippy Red. Last thing we'll talk about. Anybody excited for Last of Us 2 coming out?
Yes.
Got a release
Yes.
date.
Last of Us was the first video game that I ever cried in the start scene.
I believe that.
Yes.
You deserve.
That's the
Nobody's
first-
ever going to blame you for crying for that.
Yeah.
game.
So, and by default, the whole storyline made it be my favorite game in that style, like that format. So,
Danny from PWG says that's his favorite game.
Yeah, it is mine too.
Favorite game ever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It took me a while to finish it because it scared me.
Oh yeah.
You know, the clickers. That's what it was. The clickers came on. I was like, I don't like this anymore. I just turned it off for a few years.
I'm a cat.
Yeah, I'm like that ain't the sound.
I can't click that high or that fast.
You know?
I don't know.
They sound
that's
like
something.
the Raptors from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Just turn that game off for a few years. And
I just got my sister into gaming. She just went through all the Uncharted's.
Oh, the Uncharted.
She's at 4 now. But she's like, I'm like.
What? Oh, Jesus.
Just getting into the mood of it.
Spores.
Spores. Put your mask on.
Funny thing about that game, I'll never forget when you turn the difficulty up higher, you can't hand attack them.
You can't
Knock
melee?
the gun away and just start, I'm like, oh, yeah.
You can't even shoot the
see, I
clickers?
played it once and not doing it again. I've completed it. I'm done.
I played that game 3-4 times.
I ain't going through them clickers again.
And I played it. Oh, and then when you turn the difficulty up, the listening mode, gone.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
Try that.
Not now.
So you can't
I'm not doing that.
see when it's
You can't see
coming
through the
behind
walls and stuff.
You can't see it.
Yeah, I play it for the storyline. I don't need difficulty.
See all the visually strange.
Yeah.
This is a
Scared
very
me,
pretty game. Oh my god,
I'm I'm so emotional.
Red Dead is my favorite game. The original Red Dead Redemption.
The original.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption or Revolver? Did you ever
Red
play
Dead
Revolver?
I wasn't a fan of Revolver.
Kinda
Red Dead. Woo!
Rockstar in general.
Yes.
Rockstar. GTA 5.
Is there a bad Rockstar game?
Yeah.
No.
GTA 4.
Even Midnight Club.
GTA 4.
Yeah, that was
Sorry.
great.
That
was
name. Sorry. Are you
Nico,
pointing at me because you
Bellic.
agree?
No,
And
Nico Bellic.
and
was the
your
least
cousin would ring you and he'd be
relatable.
like, "Cousin, let's go play the bowling." And you're like,
I can't
"Oh,
wait
He's
till
the
you
go
least
away."
relatable lead
I
in
can't
any
wait
of
till you
those
get shot at the
GTAs.
end.
Go
I'm not going to
away.
do that mission because
San
I want you to
Andreas
get
was
shot.
Yeah.
San Andreas 5.
Yeah.
Vice City.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vice City,
Vice City.
San Andreas, 4, 5.
4,
Yeah.
well, after 4, you complete the game, there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
You had all this money, and I'm like, I don't want to buy
Are we going
these-
bowling again? We're just gonna bowl?
Yeah.
Like, and then you
Millions
take-
of dollars.
No pink spots, huh? Alright, well.
Yeah. And it was
No clubs to go into, huh?
Like,
Standing in the street with my wads of cash.
I got this Infernus. Somebody look at my Infernus. You can't even buy cars.
No.
That was
They didn't have
ridiculous.
good radio stations.
The
I'm
jump
like,
from 4 to 5 was
It
insane.
was creepy radio stations at.
It was
Yeah.
a depressing game.
That was sad.
It was depressing.
Sorry,
it was always
Rockstar.
gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always rainy. I'm like,
It's very,
It was
Done
great.
no wrong
Dreary.
apart from one.
Yeah.
You ever played
you couldn't fly anything.
Yeah.
except
Yeah,
for the helicopter.
yeah.
I'm like, what the-
That's the best part.
You ever played Midnight Club? That was one of
Fire.
my favorite
Fire.
games.
Fire.
It got me into racing.
Oh.
Like I didn't like.
See, I was
if it
Need
wasn't
for Speed
if
that
it
got me
wasn't
into
for Midnight
racing.
Club, I wouldn't have played Need for Speed.
Really?
Yeah, because like it got
Same.
me into racing games.
Yeah.
Like, it was like one of those.
I think mine was
good
vice versa. I played Need for Speed 'cause my sister was really good at it. But I'd be like, I want to design the cars because I can't play this game because I keep crashing. So then I tried that one. I was still really bad at it. But yeah, that made me love racing games. It's like, oh, cool.
I was burnout.
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 What about
Burnout.
Road Rash? Road Rash.
Road Rash.
Road Race was good.
Road Rash. I got Road Rash.
I'll say it before I say it again. Split second.
You said that last show.
I love that.
We're gonna
game.
play at some point.
I love
Just to
that
shut you up about Split Second.
It's a racing game.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't even know it was a racing game. See,
I'm interested though.
it's a AAA
It's
title.
like Death Race, almost.
Now
it's
I'm
like,
interested.
It's like or have you seen Ready Player One?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, remember the race that they had?
Yeah.
It's similar to that, where there's like different things, different like
See, now I'm interested.
explosions and stuff that
Yeah.
will
Ooh.
happen that are like mess up your
Right, so it's not a
ability.
traditional
it's
racing game.
It's
There's
like,
like
oh, that
elements.
stuff's dropping down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
that's
drive
cool.
around it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
You
Whole
just
lot of
drive in
environmental.
reverse and complete the level like a cheap piece of crap that
Oh,
guy
come
was.
on now.
It's in the Clue. If you want to go watch the movie, everybody.
Spoilers.
Let me hate one of my favorite movies.
Any video games you got coming out that y'all want to play other than Last of Us 2? There's not really not anything.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Hello.
Cyberpunk.
I'm sorry. When they released the date
Final
for that,
Fantasy remake.
I'm not a Final Fantasy guy.
Neither was I, but like that one, you know.
I'm sorry. As soon as Last of Us 2 came out, February 2nd, February 21st, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
2020.
No other. Every other game just dispersed me. There's no other priorities.
Like I told you, you won't see me from that February till Mania. I'm
just
gonna pop up. Just like,
I'm gonna put my leave in.
I'm here.
I'm gonna say that.
Like, you know you're supposed to be filming the podcast today. I'll be there. I'm like, hey, welcome to Swerve City. Did I make it?
There is a Goose game on the Switch, which she told me about the other day.
Goose Untitled. It's called Untitled Goose Game.
It's amazing.
You're literally a goose that goes around the town like being annoying,
winding people up.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You're a goose.
It's like $14 for
and
a great time.
You have a to-do list on each like level. So the first one you have to like annoy the farmer. So you have to you have to-do lists like put the rake in the lake, and you try and drag the rake. The farmer's like, hey, come back. So it's.
This sounds like chores like Dead Island.
No, it's not chores.
Like you're like honking at him and stuff and flapping your wings. It's great.
Dead Island was the most miserable game I've ever played in my life.
I think I heard that.
Neighbor one, that really creepy.
My daughter's playing that. She's on 2 already.
Is that the one where you like break into the neighbor's house?
Yes. My daughter's all over that game.
I haven't played it, but I've watched streamers do it, and I was like, "What is this game?"
It's kind of creepy.
It gives me like chest.
It's a PlayStation
kind
game.
of like the PT. It gives me like my heart racing. I'm just like
anxious.
You're a kid and you're like the neighbor's hiding a secret and you want to know what it is, so you sneak into his house and there's all these objectives to get the key to unlock this. Meanwhile, the neighbor will like what's downstairs? And
that's like the same.
Hide.
Yeah,
Just to like remember your patterns and stuff like that.
It starts to like remember your patterns so that every time you try it again,
it'll
come
straight
to that place where you hit the first time, and it'll learn your way of like playing.
That's real. I don't know about that.
It makes everything like
not like playing games and learning.
My child is figuring out these. What? How smart are my kids? Because she's already on the second game. There's 2 of them.
Oh, what?
She's already on the second. She's like, I beat the first one. It was easy. What?
I can't. It's little beady eyes. I just can't.
His eyes are like spirals, aren't they?
Oh
just
my
like
god.
Doom.
He's
you're
a
just
big
like,
dude.
You're hiding. You're like, I am.
I was like,
I'm terrified right now. Please don't find me. Please don't find me.
Yeah, you're running from Matt Boone the whole time.
And he walks out, and then you gotta try to walk out, and he turns around and comes back in, and like it just scares the crap out of you.
Well, we gotta take this episode to a close.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, I was letting it hang for a little bit because we're having a good time, but now we gotta close it. We gotta have y'all come back again for another episode.
Yeah, then we can talk about The Sims, because I'm really good at The Sims.
Yeah.
I've kind of got back into there now.
Yeah.
I've come back into it now. They got Island Living.
You guys download all the mods. Hey, my what?
Battle Royal next time.
Oh,
WrestleMania,
yeah.
I forgot about WrestleMania.
I forgot about
that one.
That one.
Excuse me while I just throw up backstage.
I've done so much.
No! I was like, I feel like
we had notes, but I'm like,
forgot it.
we're just
We
having
had
a
no,
good
but
time.
it was entertaining. So
But that's
Yeah,
why
I
everybody
like
wants to come back and talk with us.
Yeah.
We welcome you back anytime.
Oh yeah,
Anytime.
So
Anytime.
as a close, let's plug our social medias to the camera. Dakota, you go first.
Twitter and Instagram, Dakota Kai _WWE.
Mine is Tegan Nox, WWE_ because someone stole the other.
This other.
Someone stole it.
Yeah, someone took Tegan Nox WWE before I could even get to it. So I've chucked the underscore at the end, you know.
Someone has Big Swole.
They were like, "Seat
How
taken."
dare they?
Oh, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
No posts.
You're just waiting for them to like delete their Twitter one day, just like,
It's
not posting since 2013 or something like
Give
that.
it back.
Get it back.
Somebody took my whole Instagram and Twitter, so I had to start from scratch on both. On Christmas.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays.
The Grinch
There
stole
you
my
go.
social
No
media.
Instagram. Yeah.
So
Gotta start again.
you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
No. The best part about it was Travis Banks was like, "Hey, somebody's messaging me out of your account," and it was like, "Hey, give me your account."
What?
no
Smooth
hiding
man.
it. Like,
Real
hey, man,
subtle.
Jimmy.
Yeah, just
He was like,
subtle.
yeah, he was like, "Hey, bro," like they were messaging me. I think they were like Facebooking me. They're like, "Hey, your account's messaging me, asking me for my address. What should I do about that?"
Give it to them.
Yeah.
Report
and
the
Social
police.
Security as well.
It isn't me. I don't care. But anyway, as a closing, as always, be confident in everything you do. Teasy, wash your ass.
We're gonna get a pop. Deuces.
Peace.
Peace, love, chicken grease.